collecting is definitely a part of Magic. Obviously, playing is the number one thing, but collecting is a really beautiful way to show off your love of the game. And global collecting, I think, is really cool as well to try to collect one card in all of the languages, all the foilings, and then start getting misprints and unique, awesome oddities of this card. My card that I really like is Shoving Match. Shoving Match is from Mercadian Mass, which was not printed a whole ton. Foils were actually pretty hard to get, but it was also printed in most languages. Some things do not exist, like Koreans and foil Chinese. However, there are a really wonderful challenges. There are really wonderful challenges out there collecting Mercadian Mass. So I picked a pretty funny card. All it does is give all the creatures the ability to shove each other. Gives all the creatures on the battlefield the ability to tap each other. So they all gain until end of turn tap to tap target creature. I'm also a bartender by trade, so the image that you see is a bartender throwing somebody out of a bar in Mercadia, assumably for pushing. The guy was pushing too much, so the bartender threw him out. And I think that's really cool. It's also a blue card. It's also foil. The foil old school frames look awesome, so I went really hard on being the world's foremost Shoving Match collector. I'm going to take you on a tour of my collection. It's not going to be terribly interesting, seeing I kind of already told you what I have. But we're going to go through all of the languages I have in foil and then non-foil behind it. Portuguese, foil Portuguese, actually took me about 3 years to find. You can see that I got the most HP crazy version, but it is a foil Portuguese. Foil Portuguese Mercadian Mass in general are not very easy to get. So I had one hell of a time. I actually found a guy in Brazil that ran an LGS, and he went on the journey with me to find a foil Portuguese Shoving Match. It was not easy. What's great about Shoving Matches are they're not very expensive. They're a card that no one held on to, no one cared about. As you go, I got like my German, Japanese, all of the languages that you would think would be there. I got my Spanish one, signed by the God King Rudy himself. We go to the English stuff. Dave Dorman, I got his 3 versions of his signature he's done throughout the days. His really old one that everyone knows about. He kind of did this like weird scrolly one where everything's a little bit more rounded. And then his new one is like, it looks like a Japanese character, very slashy one, which is really cool. I have 2 sun-bleached ones. So this one's completely sun-bleached. As you can see, the black is very gone. All the color is very gone. And then, if you could see, there's 2 stripes of sun-bleaching. In the middle has all the rich color, and down the sides, it's all bleached out. The foiling protects what you try to sun-bleach, which is pretty cool to know that your foiling will stay there, but all the color underneath will be gone. I have a foil cut line for people who like foil cut lines through the star. It's hard to find on camera, but there's a foil cut line through the star, which if you like foil cut lines, that's the hardest one it's the one people kind of know about. This one's horribly off-centered. This one's extremely off-centered. Again, because it's a Shoving Match, and it's a 50-cent card at the very most, no one really held on to their misprints. No one really cares to look through their binders to find the misprints. So, it's hard to find them all jacked up like that and for sale on the internet. So the reason I made this video now is because I've been trying very hard to get in touch with Dave and get him to get me any oddity or any cool Shoving Match thing, seeing that I am the world's foremost Shoving Match collector. And today he came through. I'd like to thank him. It's been a very long time collecting Shoving Matches, and finally he is giving the Magic players what they want. And I got a shoving match artist proof done by the artist. What you see from the Jin's side, him throwing this person right out at his bar. So thank you, Dave. Thank you to the wonderful people for the global collecting community. It's been really fun to kind of pick a card and go ham on it. A lot of like late nights just checking Card Market and eBay and TCG Player and seeing if anyone has any really strange shoving matches. And then it's really fun to like send stuff off to Rudy, collect Dave's signatures. Those have all been really fun. I really think that if anyone is getting bored with their projects, they have 10 EDH decks. Their modern deck is, fun, completed, foiled. Pick up a global collection, especially with the list coming out now and them reprinting a lot of the cards and like new frames, old frames. It's really fun to like collect negates. So you're gonna collect every negate, and now the full art one is being reprinted again, and you have to collect that one, and it's gonna be it's obviously if you pick something that's worth $10, it's gonna be a lot of money. But if you pick something that's 50 cents, getting this foiled German uncommon was like $1. I'm paying more in shipping than I am for the card. And it's a really fun, really good way to feel that like sweet satisfaction of getting your collection furthered out and making sure that you can have something in your collection that literally no one has, for better or for worse. You can collect a card that no one gives a crap about, but at least you have the global collecting community to brag about and get some tips and tricks off of. And like the person that helped me get this extremely well-loved Portuguese foil, I met on Instagram. So you kind of just put out a couple feelers. I started like going around to all the Brazilian Magic players that seem to have a really good collection, all the misprint people. Talked to Tavis King about collecting misprints of this and how hard getting an uncommon Mercadian Mass misprints are. All those things really make this collection really fun to get at it, and make sure that when you're getting into a card, you're getting into a card that either no one else has done or you think you can make a really cool one for. Like there's a million Shivan Dragon collectors, a million Lightning Bolt collectors, Scathe Zombies. There's a lot of Lord of Atlantises. There's a lot of people who collect those very iconic cards. Shoving Match was one that I just thought was funny. The card's hilarious. If you play the card, it's really funny. Okay, all creatures now gain tap target creature. It's just really, really funny to see all of your creatures, especially in a multiplayer game, push each other down, and then you pass the turn, or you do it on the end of somebody else's turn, and then all their creatures are tapped. It's a really, really fun card. And especially in old frame, it looks absolutely beautiful to get a lot of foils all next to each other. And then if you're collecting a card that you really love, say you really love, I don't know, a card, a certain swamp, though. You can pick like a basic land, like Swamp 322, and you find a cool miscut of it, You find it that's really, really screwed up. I mean, this guy was only $10, but it's one of the best parts of my collection because it's so hard to find, and also the person was so happy to sell a shoving match when all of those other misprints are probably playable. This is borderline not playable because it's not very competitive. It's not very good. It's just a really funny card. So go out, get your own really funny card, or if you really like a commander, like an Obeka is your favorite commander, collect every foil, non-foil version of languages of Obeka and have that be a really cool collection for yourself. Like, it's really cool to really hold on to one card and have that be your saved search on eBay, have that be something that you're looking through and getting cool proxies of, or finding the artist, getting an artist proof, getting an altarist to alter it. Those things are really what makes collecting this beautiful game really fun, is obsession. So go out and get obsessed.